out on a Thursday morning at 10:30 to show opposition to probably one of the worst proposals that any of us have ever heard of. Welcome to the South Steps of the Utah State Capitol, the People's House, and this is where we need to be. So I'm Dina Seed. I'm with the Center for Biological Diversity, and we're here today because we love this place. We love Utah. We love our home. And our love of Great Salt Lake, its wetlands, its wildlife, and the communities that depend on it is going to carry the day here. We can save this place we love if we work together, and look at us. That's what we're doing. And it's amazing, so give yourselves a round of applause. Yes. So before we hear from some of the people from the extraordinary coalition of organizations that help make today possible, I want to tell you who they are. Okay, so Utah Physicians for a Healthy Environment, Heal Utah, the Sierra Club, Great Salt Lake Audubon, the Great Salt Lake Interfaith Action Coalition, First Unitarian Church, and we're really excited to have Singing the Resistance SLC, who you will hear from in a minute, the Stop the Polluting Ports Coalition, and Utah Moms for Clean Air. So these organizations represent thousands of Utahns, parents, doctors, birders, people of faith, scientists, and neighbors who all share one thing: a deep and abiding love for this place and a refusal to watch it be given away. Over 7,500 people have signed the open letter that we're delivering today. Thousands more packed the county fairgrounds in Tremonton to say slow down. Nearly 4,000 people paid $15 each to file formal protests of a water rights application, and a citizen referendum effort is underway. So Governor Cox, the people are here, and we have something to say. But first, let us remember why this is so important. And so we're going to have a song right now from our choir.
Thank you. I'm Anna with Singing Resistance SLC. We are one of over 250 chapters of Singing Resistance all over the country. Started in Minnesota. We have a new song for you today, straight out of Utah. It is called Not Here, Not Anywhere. I'm going to ask you to sing with me. We are not the choir. You are the choir. So please repeat after me. This is in the grand tradition of call and response. Not here, not anywhere.
Not here, not anywhere.
Not now, not ever.
Not now, not ever.
Our voices have power.
Our voices have power.
And we say no.
And we say no.
Not here, not anywhere.
Not here, not anywhere.
Not now, not ever.
Not now, not ever.
Our voices have power.
Our voices have power.
And we say no.
And we say no.
Our land is sacred.
Our land is sacred.
Our neighbors are sacred.
Our neighbors are sacred.
Our voices have power.
Our voices have power.
And we say no.
And we say no.
Our land is sacred.
Our land is sacred.
Our neighbors are sacred.
Our neighbors are sacred.
Our voices have power.
Our voices have power.
And we say no.
And we say
Back to the beginning. Not here, not anywhere.
not here, not anywhere.
Not now, not ever.
Not now, not ever.
Our voices have power.
Our voices have power.
And we say no.
And we say no.
One more. Our voices have power.
Our voices have power.
And we say no. And we say no. Thank you.
Are you doing one more? Yeah. Okay.
Hey, this one is also for everybody to sing. It's not a sing and call and response per se, so I'll teach it to you first. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around.
Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around.
Turn me around. Turn me around. Let nobody turn me around. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching up to freedom land. Ain't gonna be let nobody turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around. Gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching up to freedom land. This data center. Ain't gonna let this data center turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let this data center turn me around. Keep on walking, keep on talking, marching up to freedom land. Mr. Wonderful, ain't gonna let Mr. Wonderful turn me around, turn me around. Turn me around, ain't gonna let Mr. Wonderful turn me around. Keep on walking, keep on talking, marching up to freedom land.
Thank you so much. Now we're going to hear from Reverend Monica Dobbins from the, oh no, I'm sorry, yes. Sorry. From Great Salt Lake Interfaith Action Coalition and First Unitarian Church.
Thank you. Good morning. Yes, I'm proud to represent the Great Salt Lake Interfaith Coalition today in opposing this proposed data center. There are many reasons to oppose it, as you'll hear from the others with whom I share the podium this morning. The obscene water and energy use, the degradation of our Great Salt Lake, which already faces extinction, the dangers to wild birds and other animals that depend on this ecosystem. And those are all very good reasons to oppose it, but they point to even greater overarching problems. The way that we see the earth as a disposable resource, as something to be used up and thrown away like trash. The way our leaders are all too happy to allow oligarchs to buy our democratic processes for pennies on the dollar. The way they do deals in the dark and don't care at all about the people who live here, whose lives and livelihoods and quality of life are at stake. We are also a part of this ecosystem, and we depend on it. The people of Utah have a spiritual responsibility to speak up for this ecosystem because it means that we are speaking up for our own lives. We in Salt Lake City are speaking up for our neighbors in rural Utah. They belong to us, and they stand to lose the most in these shady deals. And we're speaking up for our planet, because if we don't speak up now, just imagine what could come next. Utahns, we invite you to join us in saying no to this wasteful, energy-hogging billionaire project. We can do better for our communities, and we must. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Next, we're going to hear about BEAR, the citizen referendum to overturn the Box Elder County Commission's approval of Stratos. This is one of the most powerful tools we have right now to stop this, and here to tell us about it is Rhonda Lauritsen, who's an amazing activist, organizer, and community member.
Thank you. My name is Rhonda Lauritsen, and I was asked about 10 o'clock last night to come and represent the leadership of the Box Elder Accountability Referendum. They are busy this week taking news. Okay, thank you. Louder, they say. They are busy today doing interviews with media all around the world, major media. It's the most incredible thing. I've never seen anything like this. But we're here to talk about hope today. We're here to talk about gratitude and ask for your help. We are so grateful for each and every one of you, and we really need your help. Today I have hope, but a week ago on Monday, not so much. I'm not proud of this, but I didn't go to the Box Elder County meeting because I knew how the vote was going to go. I was home in tears, and I didn't think there was a lot of hope. And later that night, I got a call from someone who said, there might be an angle. There's a referendum possibility. Could you please see what you can learn about it? And I did. I got up off the couch, I wiped my tears, and we got to work. And by the next day, the leadership of BEAR had already found enough sponsors to file the referendum, and by the end of the week, it was filed. Most extraordinary thing. That group is including people of all political persuasions, socioeconomic classes, moms, grandparents, residents of Box Elder County. The Signal chat is just on fire. Every time I leave, I come back and there's 25 new messages. So I'm also here representing water rights. My family, I live in in Weber County, but my family owns land on the very north end of the Great Salt Lake. It's a sacred, incredible place. We're situated between Locomotive Springs and the salt wells. Our land happens to touch the Bar H Ranch, from where the water right is being pulled. So we submitted our protest because the water is being pulled from this, or is proposed to be pulled from the salt wells, which empty directly into Great Salt Lake, and be diverted miles away for the data center. To the west of us is Locomotive Springs, which is fed by the aquifers. There are proposals to pull water from the aquifers as if it's free water and it doesn't make any difference to anything else. Locomotive Springs is a magnificent lake that once do you know how it got its name? The sound was so powerful of the water rushing out that it sounded like a freight train. Today, it's down by 80% because of the aquifers are in trouble. No, the Bear River is terrible. The satellite shows the Bear River not emptying into the lake anymore. It's dried before it gets there. So the county commissioners said that one of them at least said that the reason they did this was because of private property rights. I'm a private property right owner. So, the good people of Box Elder County believe in private property rights to a point, right? You can't infringe on the rights of everyone else. And the question is raised, if this is private property, well, can they do it then without public funds? No, of course not. No, while the people of Box Elder County are taking an almost 40% tax increase, this project is getting a 30-year subsidy on their taxes of subsidized with hundreds of millions of dollars of taxpayer funds. So the trend nationwide is that the risk is borne by the people, while the upside goes to the developers. Anyone remember MagCorp and US Magnesium? Pretty sure that's the model. But there is hope. In Utah, when there is a crisis, people come together. People raise their voices. They set aside their differences across all political beliefs, and they get involved. And that is what is happening today. Today, there is hope. There are two things I would ask and we would ask you to do. Last night, there was an amazing panel hosted by Grow the Flow. Find it and watch it. The facts and details there were incredible. If you want an update, watch that. And the second thing is get involved. When they Grow the Flow posted the announcement, the number one question people had is, how can I help? The people of Box Elder County are going to need a lot of help to get the almost 6,000 signatures that are needed in 45 days. So you can sign up here, you can go to their social media, sign up. We need volunteers, we need people. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rhonda. And that is a very helpful thing. That is tangible action that can stop this. Next, I want to introduce Jaden Weeks. She drove down from Cache County this morning with her kids. And that tells you something about how this fight is not just about Box Elder. It's about the air we breathe, the water we all share, the future that young Utahns will inherit. Please welcome Cache County activist Jaden Weeks.
No, I've got it. Thank you so much. Okay. I know. First of all, let's take a selfie real fast. Everyone say hi. Hi. Okay, thank you. Good governance should not be complicated. It's transparency, accountability, and public trust. It is leaders remembering that they are public servants and that the people they represent deserve to be heard before decisions are made, especially before donors and developers get their say on projects that could permanently impact the communities people call home. I have been trying to keep people informed about this issue online, and I have never seen Utah more unified. People from across the political spectrum, from all across the state, and especially from Box Elder reaching out because they feel decisions have been rushed. Conversations have been happening behind closed doors, and it's not just this data center. This has become a pattern in Utah in recent years. Somewhere along the way, trust in our government has started to erode. When communities speak up, they feel dismissed instead of heard. Town halls have stopped happening. And when people fight for representative voices, it often feels like no one fights harder than our legislature and our governor to keep us quiet. Governor Cox, I voted for you. I remember watching the news story about you bringing cookies and hot chocolate out to protesters outside your home and thinking, this is someone who understands how to treat people with dignity, even in disagreement, and I have never felt more disappointed in that vote. Utahns do not feel heard. We do not feel like wanting transparency is extremism. We do not feel like it is the dumbest thing ever to slow down and ask questions about water, infrastructure, and long-term impact. Asking for public accountability should never feel like an obstacle that our government is trying to overcome. People are showing up. People who have never attended public meetings are learning how local government works. Like us. They're reading legislation, they're asking questions, contacting representatives, organizing in their communities, and paying attention. And honestly, this is one of the healthiest things that could happen for our state, for us to be paying attention, because for too long, politics have become so hostile and overwhelming that people have stopped engaging. Somehow, it has become easier to let someone else make those decisions for us. But the people are an unofficial fourth check on government, and we haven't been doing our job. The issue is bigger than left and right, because before we are Democrats, Republicans, Forward Party, Independents, we are Utahns. neighbors. We are families, communities, and Utahns are done being ignored. We want leadership that listens before it acts. Leadership that values transparency over speed. Public trust over political convenience, and communities over money. It is about time Utah leadership became something that we can truly be proud of. And Governor Cox, you can start here. Slow this project down and listen to the people you are supposed to serve.
Give it up for Jaden. She did that whole speech holding a baby. That's dedication. We're going to hear from our choir, and then after the choir, our next speaker will be Dr. Brian Minch.
We're so glad you're here, but we need your voice to raise the vibration of this cause. So please join us in singing a traditional resistance song called Keep Your Eyes on the Prize. Hold on, but not hold on. We're going to say keep the prize. Keep your eyes on the prize, Utahns. So repeat after me. Ready? Mighty Cox and wonderful, listen up. Mighty Cox and wonderful, listen up. The people don't want this bitter cup.
The people don't want this bitter cup.
Keep your eyes on the prize, Utahns.
Keep your eyes on the prize, Utah.
HB 60 and the GOP.
HB 60 and the GOP.
Destroying Utah for you and me.
Destroying Utah for you and me.
Keep your eyes on the prize, Utahns. Now for the chorus. Try it with us if you know it. Hold on. Hold on. Keep your eyes on the prize, Utahns. A holy data center won't make us great.
A holy data center won't make us great.
Coming at the cost of Great Salt Lake.
Coming at the cost of Great Salt Lake.
Sing it with us. Keep your eyes on the prize, Utahns. Sacrificing water, land, and air.
Sacrificing water, land, and air.
All for the profit of the billionaire.
All for the profit of the billionaire.
Do it with us. Keep your eyes on the prize, Utahns. Now the chorus. Ready? Hold on. Hold on. Keep your eyes on the prize, Utahns. We the people are here to say,
We the people are here to say,
your voice matters, stand up today.
your voice matters, stand up today.
Keep your eyes on the prize, Utahns. If we don't want to lose control,
If we don't want to lose control,
gotta raise your voice, get to the polls.
gotta raise your voice, get to the polls.
Keep your eyes on the prize, Utahns. One more. People of Utah, scream and shout.
People of Utah, scream and shout.
This is what democracy is all about.
This is what democracy is all about. Keep your eyes on the prize, Utahns.
Chorus one more time.
Hold on, hold on.
Wonderful. Okay, next we're going to hear from Dr. Brian Minch. He's a physician and the founder and president of Utah Physicians for a Healthy Environment. And I want to say, for decades, UPHE has been an unflinching voice on the health costs of pollution. So here he is today to give us his thoughts about this ridiculous data center proposal.
First off, how many of you have gotten your checks from George Soros? I'm beginning to think we've been lied to. Not in Utah. How could that be? Well, we've been lied to before. Governor Cox, our legislature, Kevin O'Leary, big tech billionaires, and the Trump administration are all holding hands trying to sell this country, and Utah in particular, that the United States must reach the top of the Mount Everest of AI supremacy first, or China will destroy us. I thought I'd have to educate you on when to boo, but obviously not. Throughout the country, this industry has ruthlessly fought for no regulation, intimidating state officials, has been granted lucrative tax breaks in service of this paranoia. It has never been explained, how will China destroy us? Whether by AI-controlled nuclear bombs, Terminator robots crossing the Pacific Ocean, or cyber warfare. But Utahns were told by the governor and Kevin O'Leary it was our patriotic duty to believe this and to offer us ourselves up as a sacrifice. Sacrificing our air quality, our diminishing water resources, the viability of the Great Salt Lake, and the environment we depend on for quality of life and literal survival. You guys are awesome. We've been here too many times before. No state has been a greater victim of this story than Utah. We have been told it was our patriotic duty to be exposed to Nevada nuclear fallout. They lied and told us it was safe. Hundreds of thousands of Utahns paid a steep price for that lie, many with their lives. A similar lie was used to rationalize the Vietnam War. Then we were told that we had to invade Iraq because Saddam Hussein was going to attack us any minute with weapons of mass destruction. It was all lies. Nationally, we are being sold the same paranoia to justify attacking Iran. That, too, is a lie. And we are being lied to again by our leaders about the phony national imperative of allowing Shark Tank's Mr. Wonderful to come lay waste to Utah. But it is much worse than that. The Box Elder Death Star is only the largest of 21 AI data centers at various stages of approval in this state, many of whom already have their permits. We will be overwhelmed by data centers and all their consequences if citizens don't rise up to stop this. And rising up is exactly what we're doing today. I want to address the end results of artificial intelligence and whether those products are worth the price that we're being asked to pay. Now, AI can democratize the acquisition of knowledge, but it is already dramatically expanding misinformation, conspiracy theories, and profoundly enabling mass surveillance, and is already being used to erode our civil liberties and to commit cybercrime. That was not a cheer for cybercrime, I'm pretty sure. Advanced AI systems were used to identify and attack over 1,000 targets in Iran. Many were mistakes, resulting in hundreds of civilian deaths including 175 little schoolgirls. AI can boost productivity and create new jobs, but the benefits are distributed unevenly, and millions are already losing their job as a result. In education, it offers personalized learning, but new studies show it is harming academic performance and the critical thinking and creativity of our students. In other words, artificial intelligence is robbing our children of their own intelligence. In healthcare, it might improve diagnostics and some kinds of care, but it can often exacerbate pre-existing inequalities, and we are already seeing huge mistakes in medical treatment. When Bernie Sanders interviewed Claude, Anthropic's AI chat box, Claude said in response to Sanders' question, "What is driving this frenzy of data center construction?" AI Claude responded, quote, "It's all about the money." Yeah, he was honest, yep. When Sanders asked what would people be most surprised about to learn about AI Claude said, quote, "AI poses a real threat to democracy because it enables micro-targeting at a scale we have never seen before. That fragmenting of shared reality undermines the democratic process itself." Claude said, quote, "Privacy is a democracy issue. When companies and governments have detailed profiles on millions of people, they have power over those people in ways those people don't fully grasp. It affects whether democracy actually works." End of quote. This isn't me talking or Senator Sanders. This is AI talking about itself. AI Claude continued, quote, "When companies are spending millions, hundreds of millions to block regulations, waiting for the right safeguards is not realistic. It gives them more time to entrench their power and collect more data. A moratorium on new data centers is actually a pragmatic response. Without that kind of pressure, the safeguards won't happen." End of quote. In supreme irony, artificial intelligence itself is warning us to stop this madness. After the fiasco of approving the Box Elder County project, we are calling for the dissolution of MIDA. The shadow government agency established by our legislature to give tax breaks to developers, and it bears the bulk of responsibility for this disaster. Shut it down, pull the plug. Shut it down, pull the plug. Shut it down, pull the plug.
Shut it down, pull the plug.
Shut
it down, pull the plug. Shut it down, pull the plug. Shut it down, pull the plug. Shut it down, pull the plug.
Who am I to stop you? And we're calling for exactly what AI Claude is warning us to do, a moratorium on AI data center construction in Utah until or unless the full extent of all the consequences have been thoroughly studied by independent experts, not from the state, not associated with big tech. Utah citizens have enough of our own intelligence to stop this. Now is the time to use it. Not here, not anywhere. Not here, not anywhere. Not here, not anywhere. Thank you.
Two more speakers, but I want to introduce Maria Archibald from the Sierra Club. So the Great Salt Lake wetlands are among the most productive and irreplaceable wildlife habitats in the Western Hemisphere, and the Sierra Club has a long, long history of working to protect them, along with our land, water, and air. So please welcome Maria. Where are you? Come on up.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for coming. My name is Maria Archibald, and I'm speaking on behalf of the Sierra Club Utah chapter. But more importantly, I'm here because I drink water, breathe air, and desperately want to build a future in this place we love so dearly. Over the last few weeks, our elected officials have shown us in no uncertain terms that their allegiance is to money and power, and they'll do whatever it takes to get it, no matter the cost to Utahns. They've made it abundantly clear that they see us as obstacles to defeat rather than constituents to serve. Last week, over 1,000 Utahns showed up to the Box Elder County Commission meeting to voice their opposition to this energy and water-guzzling project, only to be silenced by commissioners who made their decision in another room without taking public comment. So we came back stronger. We filed almost 4,000 online protests, collectively costing us nearly $60,000 of our hard-earned dollars to block developers' water rights change application. Then, in an effort to silence us once again, they withdrew their application with the intent to refile and their fingers crossed that we won't come back in unprecedented numbers to stop them again. Developers and elected officials are changing the rules mid-game to shut Utahns out of our own democratic process. But the truth is they're doing this because they're scared, and with good reason. The environmental, economic, and public health catastrophe that is the Stratos data center will hurt each and every one of us, and they know how powerful we are when we stand together. Kevin O'Leary is falsely claiming on Fox News that this movement is run by Chinese operatives and protesters who have been bussed in from other states because he's desperate to divide us. Governor Cox called us, quote, people against virtually everything, and accused us of, quote, destroying the country because it would be more convenient if we were some dangerous anti-American outside force than Utahns fighting for the land, the water, our future, and our children's future. They need to pit us against each other to dilute our power, but they're failing. The solidarity I've seen between Utahns over the last few weeks gives me immense hope. We've come together across difference to build this vital understanding. The fight for a livable future has never been between the environmentalist and the coal miner, or the water conservationist and the farmer. It has always been, and must always be, between us, the people who drink water and breathe air, and the billionaires, tech oligarchs, and politicians who would line their pockets over our dead bodies. Together, I believe that we will win. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you, Maria. Next, we're going to hear from Allison Barton with the Great Salt Lake Audubon. And they're an amazing volunteer organization.
Greatest snow on earth.
Wow, it's still morning, and I only had 1 cup of coffee. It feels like I had 4. I'm a sixth-generation Utah. I drove here from my home that's 15 minutes away. I was not bused from out of state. I am not paid by the Chinese Communist Party. If Kevin O'Leary had a worthy business idea that's worth investing in, he wouldn't need to run and hide when there's an ounce of transparency called for. He wouldn't need our tax dollars awarded by MIDA to help Stratos along. If Mr. O'Leary were a contestant on his own show, each shark on Shark Tank would immediately say, "I'm out." History shows we cannot trust any developer ever to do the right thing without being subjected to public scrutiny. Turning a blind eye to environmental concerns and participating in fascist machinations are the reasons MIDA needs to be repealed and people like O'Leary need to be stopped. MIDA approved the Stratos project in an extraordinary time frame, and that is intentional. The more chances for environmental review, the less likely the Department of Air and Water Quality will issue their permits. 5 months in and 2 approvals later, there's still no third-party environmental impact studies to date. The little we know reveals a grim picture. The emissions from Stratos will severely eclipse the current power used in Utah by double. It will undo conservationists' hard-fought wins in protecting the Great Salt Lake, the best of which are still not enough. It will change our way of life with no point of return, but we can stop it now. MIDA, by approving it so quickly, cannot be trusted to manage the federal or state land in its hands properly. It absolutely must be repealed. A quick look at the MIDA board reveals serious problems. The board members are appointed, not elected, with the majority serving in public office. They stand to profit while making consequential decisions for us Utahns. I'd be hard-pressed to find anyone with more political power or deeper pockets collectively than the MIDA board members. Stuart Adams, you do not have to accept a big chunk of change. There is no downside to just saying no, but we know you won't. 4,000 Utahns spoke up. It's not over yet. Keep in mind, HB 60 as of 2 days ago leaves only water availability and quality as acceptable criteria for a formal complaint against a water change application. Representative Schallenberger, its sponsor, hopefully regrets sponsoring that bill now. Joel Ferry, head of DNR, has no guts for saying the truth about Stratos' impact on water to the lake. Governor Cox has taken this further, saying that he will make sure the entire impact to Great Salt Lake will be zero. This is simply impossible! Placing a data center and its accompanying heat island next to a saline lake already facing increasing rates of evaporation and saying everything will be fine is downright irresponsible. Our elected and appointed officials who are supposed to answer to us will use red herring after red herring to say that no due diligence is even needed. Until our laws actually protect Utahns and require independent studies, they will only serve billionaires and their minions, our elected officials. Even more sinister is the fact that MIDA was designed to marry monetization with the military. That is a stepping stone to complete and utter fascism. Exploiting the environment and our taxpayer dollars to support the making of better killing machines never made our world more safe or peaceful. Economically speaking, no Utahn cares about the jobs it will create if workers are choking on dust. This even affects our transportation. Yesterday, a Great Salt Lake dust storm caused an 8-car pileup just east of the proposed project area. The Stratos project itself would look like a snow globe more of the time than not. The Trump administration's undoing of EPA protections makes reckless development possible. we will face an unprecedented ecocide of beloved snowy plovers, Wilson's phalarope, and other endangered bird species that rely on Great Salt Lake water. Again, exploitation of resources is fascist. Mr. O'Leary and Maida, by marrying business profits to drone making, you cannot be facilitating peacemaking. You are fanning the flames of war, and that is fascist. Justifying this project through an AI arms race between the US and China is delusional, hyper-nationalistic, and fascist. There is no benefit AI can give that outweighs the ecological harms. A few county commissioners and elected officials making catastrophic decisions for short-term gain and the benefit of one man against the wishes of their own constituents is inherently fascist. Looking at it as a whole, there is no way to say that anyone in support of this project is not a fascist. President Trump, Governor Cox, Speaker Schultz, and Senate President and MITA board member Stuart Adams, and most of all, Kevin O'Leary, you're all fascists. To muscle our way out from under O'Leary's greasy thumb will require the work of every Utahn. Today I am hopeful the only solution is to dissolve MITA and ban new data centers without robust third-party environmental review. Even then, do we really need data centers? There's no one more Utahn than the people who have lived on and cared for this land for more generations than almost any of us here. This water and land was cared for by the Ute, Paiute, Goshu, and Shoshone nations. This land and water still belongs to them. We must trust the wisdom of people who have been here for much longer. There is no way out of this mess except by standing together. Email your senators and representatives every day, calling for them to dissolve MITA. Yes, even if your senator is Stuart Adams. And as for you, Kevin O'Leary, I'm out.
So we've been talking about what the problems are and what people can do. And so I want to introduce Jamie Carter from Indivisible, because Indivisible has been doing a lot of organizing, and we're all involved in organizing something else that she's going to tell you about.
All right, look at this crowd on a Thursday. Look how amazing this is. Do you guys think we can do better? Because next Saturday, the 23rd, we are going to triple this audience. Are you guys fired up? Our motto at Salt Lake Indivisible is action over anxiety. So next Saturday is not going to be just a protest. We are going to have tools so you guys know how to get involved to stop this data center. We're going to have organizations from across this state. So no matter where you live in this state, you will be able to find real concrete actions that you can do. So we're going to send the legislature and Governor Cox a message. No data center! 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 So we will see you. No data center! No data center! No data center! No data center! So save the date, the 23rd, 11 a.m., right here. Bring your friends, bring your families, and let's go!
All right, we've come to the moment where our choir is going to lead us in delivering this letter to Governor Cox. It's also addressed to Speaker Schultz and President Adams. Dear Governor Cox, no data center. We actually put please on this because we're very polite. Disagree better? Am I right? Okay, so the choir is going to take this. They're going to lead us in song. We're going to go that way into those east doors and then up to the governor's office. So are you ready, choir?
Okay, everybody, we're going to do a song called Gather Your Courage, and we're going to follow Dita, who is going to, Joan, we're going to follow Joan. Okay, we're going to sing Gather Your Courage because we need to find our courage, and the governor needs to find his courage to stop this data center. So it's going to be sing and response. So, okay, you ready?
Yeah, ready.
Gather your courage into your heart. When we're together, we can start. Gather together.